Now, this fellow has a famous father, Robert Conrad. Now, when I was a kid, we had a show on television called The Wild Wild West.
Okay.
And Robert Conrad was the star of that show. And it was on for like 5-6 years. Very, very popular show. It was on Sunday nights, like after Bonanza or something like that. And,
Right.
and everybody watched The Wild Wild West. And Robert Conrad, he did other things in his career, but everybody would remember him for The Wild Wild West.
Right.
And so that was his father. And this kid, I call him a kid, he's not a kid anymore, but he seriously got into studying the occult. He was not an occultist. He's a born again believer. He's solid in his faith.
Right.
And but he decided, and it started off with rock and roll. He knew that there was a relationship between the occult and rock music.
Right.
So he wanted to study that and go back to, the 60s and 70s and all that and see how that all got to stick. Because, back then there was a lot, especially in the psychedelic music, there was a lot of mysticism involved.
Right.
And of course, mysticism is going to end up being a cult. That's, if it's not God, it's not, there's nothing in the middle.
Right,
It's
right.
you're either going for God or you're going for the devil, right?
Right.
So, yeah, so he did this. It started as rock and roll, and it progressed into other, into politics and into world leaders and all this stuff. It was fascinating, absolutely fascinating. I highly recommend it. If you can pull off an hour and 45 minutes, I highly recommend you that. There's a couple of like this that I recommend people watch. And,
Absolutely.
There's this one. There's a documentary called The Dimming that is on YouTube.
Okay.
The channel's called Geoengineering Watch, and I recommend people watch it.